The Deadpool and Wolverine movie introduced us to the Deadpool Corps, a team of interesting Deadpool variants. Each of them hides references to the comics and interesting trivia about Ryan Reynolds' life. That's what we'll be discussing here. Today on Charlie Tales, I'll tell you everything about the versions of Deadpool we met in the movie. Ready? Let's go! Let's start with Handsome Deadpool, or Niecepool, as he's officially called. This variant is very different from the others, since he doesn't wear a mask. That's because he's not disfigured, so he doesn't want to hide his beauty. Moreover, he's not violent or rude like the others. Obviously, he's played by actor Ryan Reynolds. But the fun part is that in the credits, it's stated that he's played by someone named Gordon Reynolds. This is a joke by Ryan Reynolds, who has claimed that it's not him, but his twin brother. Lady Deadpool. This variant is a blonde woman who comes from the comics. In real life, she's played by Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds' wife. Interestingly, the two met during the filming of Green Lantern in 2011 and got married a year later. As a fun fact, the creator of Deadpool in the comics, Rob Liefeld, has stated that he created Lady Deadpool based on Blake Lively. The creator said he saw her in a role in the series Gossip Girl in 2010. Life is strange. The actress inspired the creation of the original Lady Deadpool, and then she would marry the real-life Deadpool, and 10 years later, she plays Lady Deadpool. Kidpool, another popular variant from the comics. He was a student at Charles Xavier's orphanage for troubled children. His weapons are two lightsabers he stole from the school, and in the movie, he's played by Inez Reynolds, the 7-year-old daughter of actor Ryan Reynolds. Babypool. This variant is not from the comics, but interestingly, in the movie, he's played by another one of Ryan Reynolds' children. Olin Reynolds is this baby, though I guess they only used his body as a model, since the entire baby is CGI for the scenes. Cowboy Deadpool. This cowboy version in the comics lives in a universe similar to the Old West, and is a criminal wanted for bank robbery. One of his main rivals is Sheriff Fury, another version of Nick Fury. In the movie, he's played by Matthew McConaughey, a well-known actor from films like The Wolf of Wall Street or Interstellar. However, like many of the variants, the actor only provided the voice for the role. Another actor did the stunts and on-camera movements. Welshpool. This version is a Deadpool originating from Wales, which is why his costume features the country's flag. But what does this mean? Why Wales? The context is that Ryan Reynolds owns a soccer team in Wales. It's called Wrexham AFC. This Deadpool is not played by an actor. Instead, the mask was worn by Paul Mullen, a professional footballer from Ryan Reynolds' soccer team. A curious way to promote his soccer team. Dogpool. Perhaps the most beloved variant by all. In the comics, he was a poor dog, subjected to experiments by a cosmetics company. They wanted to create an eternal youth formula, but the project failed. Dogpool was thrown away, but his regeneration factor saved him. In real life, Dogpool is played by a dog named Peggy, who comes from Great Britain. In that country, Peggy won an award for the ugliest dog, and thanks to this peculiar competition, Ryan Reynolds met her and added her to the movie. Canadapool. This variant doesn't have much background or representation in the comics, but it's a reference to the fact that Ryan Reynolds is Canadian, and those who have seen the Deadpool trilogy know that he always makes jokes about Canada. Zenpool. This strange version does exist in the comics. In his universe, he was affected by magic that turned him into an opposite version of himself. That's why he wears a white suit and aims to be a pacifist. He does fight, but he attacks his enemies, causing as little harm as possible. Deadpool 299. This version in the comics is Wade Wilson's daughter and is named Warda Wilson. She has her father's classic regenerative powers, but she uses high technology from the future to attack. Golden Age Deadpool. This version does exist in the comics and comes from a universe set in the United States in the 1920s. This Deadpool wears a gas mask on his face because his lungs are damaged. His adventures take place during a war called the Great War of the United States, where he acquires his regenerative powers. Roninpool. This samurai-themed variant does exist in the comics. He is located in a universe set in ancient Japan. He didn't have many appearances, but he has become one of the most recognizable Deadpools in the Deadpool verse. He uses a sword and a Ronin hat, identical to his version in the movie. Pirate Deadpool. It's a reference to the comics, and it's exactly what you imagine. A Deadpool set in a pirate world. In the movie, he is barely seen, but we distinguish him by his classic hat. Kingpool. This Deadpool is barely noticeable, but we recognize him by the small crown on his head. In the comics, he is not a variant per se. He's the original Deadpool, only he wears a crown, because in this arc, Deadpool faced a kingdom of monsters located under New York. Here he had a great adventure, and became the king of the monsters. Peter Pool. This variant is simply Wade's beloved friend, Peter, who had an old Deadpool suit stored in his closet. At the end of the movie, he put it on to help. In the comics, there isn't a Deadpool named Peter, but in the movie, for some reason, he's a celebrity among the Deadpools. This connects to the background story of Peter's actor, Rob Delaney. In real life, the actor suffered a great loss when his 2-year-old son died in 2018. The little boy had a brain tumor and didn't survive the treatment. The actor wrote a book about it, and his co-stars are aware of the situation. That's why at the end of the credits for Deadpool and Wolverine, we see a dedication message to Henry Delaney, the actor's son. This might also explain why Peter is so beloved among the Deadpools. I think this is a way for Ryan Reynolds and the rest of the production to show their love for him. Headpool. This variant is a flying head with no body. In the comics, he belongs to Universe 2149, the Marvel Zombies universe. This head is a classic member of the Deadpool Corps. In the movie, he is played by Nathan Fillion, an actor who has appeared in several superhero movies like Suicide Squad and Guardians of the Galaxy. Additionally, he is currently filming as Green Lantern Guy Gardner for the new Superman movie by James Gunn. As an extra fact about Headpool, many fans have theorized that in the movies, this could be the head of the Deadpool we saw in Wolverine Origins. You know, that horrible version that nobody liked. But if we remember, at the end of the movie, Logan cut off his head, and it survived without a body. What do you think of this theory? Here we have another very special variant. He wears an artist's suit and the top hat. But what is this a reference to? Well, it seems to be a reference to the movie The Greatest Showman. This film was starred by Hugh Jackman, where he played the owner of a musical circus. The movie is wonderful, and I'm glad they made a reference to it in Deadpool and Wolverine. Finally, I want to mention a very special variant. He doesn't belong to the comics, nor does he have any particular characteristics. He's just another Deadpool. But the interesting thing is that he's played by Harry Holland, Tom Holland's younger brother. Yes, you know, Spider-Man. According to the actor, his variant is called Harold Poole. Harry Holland is a young actor who has tried to break into showbiz, and his brother Tom Holland has gotten him small roles, such as an extra in the movie Uncharted. He even appeared in Spider-Man: No Way Home, but his scene was cut, and now we can see him in Deadpool and Wolverine. But anyway, that's all for today. If you liked the video, you would help me a lot by leaving a like. That would be legendary. Also remember to subscribe, because I'll be uploading more videos about your favorite movies. Thanks for listening. My name is Charlie, and I'll see you in the future.